Hey there, food fans. Welcome back to the Food for ThoughtCast with me, your host, Melissa Reagan, and my co-host with the most, Chef Steven Gonzalez. What's up, my guy?
Hey, what's going on?
And I just realized what I said I was going to do is going to be super awkward. Joining us today is Jonathan Hile. He's a good buddy of mine, travel agent extraordinaire, cruise enthusiast, and foodie. What is up, Jonathan?
Hey, chefs. Thanks for having me on. Not a whole
Of
lot.
course, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited to talk travel, to talk food, to talk Pennsylvania food.
Yes, we're doing it.
It just so happens I support Pennsylvania from Texas as well.
He supports Pennsylvania in all the things.
Mostly Philadelphia, but you know.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. I harbor no ill will towards Philadelphia fans.
Fight.
When it comes to football. Now, hockey's a different story. We're gonna fight over that.
Oh yeah, no.
Fight.
I don't know enough for that one, so yeah, we're good.
All right. Well, hey, before I get into the most amazing things we ate, I have to share some really great news. Turns out Austin, San Antonio, Fort Worth, Dallas, and Houston are all being added to the Michelin Guide. Official news breaking today, which is that's huge. That is so huge in the food industry. I'm like, I could already name you 5 restaurants in Dallas that I think deserve one, but we'll see what happens. Like, it's going to be crazy. Texas has been left out for too long. It must avenge.
We're finally getting our own. Yeah.
Finally getting our comeuppance.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well deserved too.
Yeah. There's a lot of great restaurants in this state. So.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, Jonathan, since you're the guest, you get to go first. What was the most amazing thing you ate this week?
Let's see. Now you're making me think.
It happens.
Yeah. So I don't really know if I've had anything incredible this week. It's been it's kind of been a week where it's just throw together whatever I have on hand when it's time to eat, and then I haven't even really eaten dinner much just because we've been really busy at my part-time gig, so haven't really had a chance to eat. So I guess let's go back to the week before.
You can any week, doesn't have to be this one.
Yeah,
yeah, exactly.
So last week was my wife and I. It was our 16th anniversary, and
congratulations!
Congrats!
Thank you. I cooked at home for us. For lunch, we had smoked Gouda and cheddar fondue, which I made, and then we had a cold strawberry bisque, which
like Disney World.
So the recipe I found said it was Carnival's version, but they do have it at 1900 Park Fair at Disney World. So I imagine it's very similar. Sour cream, heavy cream, strawberries, sugar. And then I made chicken parmesan for dinner. So
excellent.
A 3-course meal over the course of the day.
I love it.
And then we had and we also had a bottle of Moet champagne.
So the next time it's your anniversary, I'm going to come to your house just to eat. I know it'll be super awkward, but just,
Don't exclude me, Melissa.
Both of us.
We will be there.
Let's go.
She'll be all right. Just tell her you had it planned. It was your gift to her. We'll just show up and be like, you got any of that chicken parm? Yeah, buddy. Steve, what about you?
So this week, I haven't had anything amazing yet, so I'm going to kind of deter to last week, where I went to my buddy's pizza spot and had their al pastor pizza, and it was locally made sausage with all those like al pastor spices, and one of our taboo subjects, pineapple on pizza. I know, right? I'm not going to lie. I went in.
You can't have pastor without pineapple, so it's
true. But if it's on a pizza, then it's like,
it's amazing. That's what it is.
Exactly. I am team pineapple on pizza.
Oh, yeah, us too. We don't really mind it. But it sounded like it wasn't going to be, or I went into it very skeptic. Yeah, you know what I mean. When I tried after, my vocabulary could be better. But after taking like that first bite, it was just amazing. Like, everything about that pizza rocked. And then, of course, they finished it with some freshly chopped cilantro and all that stuff. And yeah, it was just amazing. So anyone listening out here in West Texas, De Casa Pizza, go with their specials every week because they're always amazing. Yeah. What about you?
Let's see. I've been on one of those work stretches and also one of those like also not eating anything stretches. Let's see. So I made like a huge batch of taco meat. It was like taco ranch seasoning on stew meat that I found on sale. And I just used up the last of it yesterday. I made a bowl with like rice, black beans, the meat, and queso on top. And I've been on this freaking nacho chip kick, and I crumbled nacho chips on top. So
sweet.
It's just a texture thing. I guess it could be anything. It could be like pork rinds or Fritos or whatever. It's like just been wanting crunchies. So I'm like everything right now. My poor fridge is just like tortillas, but no more meat. It's like the odd cottage cheese, but no more fruit. So it's not even almost not worth eating by itself. It's like yogurt, but it's plain and like no fruit. And your girl got to go to the store. So just like it's that in between time where you have ingredients for stuff, but nothing goes nothing goes together. I have a crap load of chicken thighs in the freezer. So yeah, I just haven't had a chance. One of those. It do be like that sometimes,
It does. It do. Most definitely.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Amazing. Well, welcome on, Jonathan. I know, are you originally from Pennsylvania? I can't remember. Okay.
Yep. Born and raised. I was born in Latrobe, Pennsylvania, home of Mr. Rogers and the home of the Banana Split. So
really
something else from Latrobe. There's a beer.
Oh, Rolling Rock.
Yeah. I was like, that word sounds really familiar. So okay.
Rolling Rock a handful of times. I like it. It's good. Yeah.
It's never my first choice, but if it's available, like I'll go for it.
Same.
But yeah. Okay. Well, let's jump right in then. Tell us about food in Pennsylvania and what makes it different.
So a lot of our food in Pennsylvania is, at least the Pittsburgh region, it's very much a melting pot of a lot of different cultures, much like, most of, Central Atlantic America. A lot of German influence, a lot of Polish influence. So
nice.
Pierogies are life here.
I love pierogies.
It's oh yeah. I mean, you can't go wrong. Potatoes and cheese and a pocket of pasta. I mean,
like a starch on a starch on a starch.
Yeah.
Yes, please. No, yeah, I'm not like digging at it. It's just like, yes, that sounds amazing. Let's do that.
It does, yeah.
So a lot of our church festivals and stuff will have a lot of Polish and German foods. It's not unusual to go to a festival and they have a Polish platter, which is a cabbage roll, usually halushki, kielbasa, and sometimes pierogies. Sometimes it's all four. Sometimes it's a combination of three. But it's a very common thing. And
I love it.
Yeah.
Dude, give me all that. I love cabbage so much. Any form. Coleslaw, dumpling, roll, like whatever it is.
I'm just going to throw it out there, make myself look bad, but like 16-year-old Steven would have been like cabbage. Now, 30-year-old Steven, I'm like, oh my God, I can't get enough of it. Like, that's just awesome. Like,
yes.
There's so many different things you can do with it. And I love every form of cabbage.
Yes.
Yeah. Variation, dish, all that stuff. Yeah.
And if you head a little further east, we have a lot of Pennsylvania Dutch and Amish and Mennonite culture, which really influences the food. A lot of comfort, classics. It's Lancaster, which is like the heart of Amish country, is about 3 hours east of us, and you can get anything you want there, pretty much.
Yeah. Well, I've been to Hershey.
Yes.
That's about kind of the most, and we went to. Gosh, it was like I think it's like 24 years ago. Oh my God. We went to an Amish market. That was the best cheesesteak I've ever had in my life because they made the bread there. Like it's all the ladies in their bonnets and all the, love that stuff. But everything was so fresh and all the furniture and all the jams and jellies, like all that. I dig that stuff a lot. Like I really I like an artisan things. You know what I mean? Super fun.
Most definitely.
Super fun. So
I've only been to Philadelphia, and you know, the Reading Market has a lot of like that influence as well, and I'd love to check all that out. And I want to say like the best donuts I've ever had was there at the Reading Market, like, and the same thing, you know, you see like the ladies just working away, and oh my gosh, all those flavors, all the stuff that they put out is just out of this world. You can't get that here in Texas. You just can't.
Yeah. Not all of it. We do have like a bigger German population right down near, like in the hill country and like West Texas, obviously German and Czech. But it's they're having to kind of keep it alive. It's not as prevalent as it is in Pennsylvania, for sure. So tell me about Pittsburgh. So somebody that I used to know went to Pittsburgh, and they just kept me sending these pictures to me of like this from this ice cream place that I guess is like famous. Can you think of, I can't remember like what it was called. It was like huge cup with like 6 different flavors in it and like whipped cream and sprinkles, which this person called Jimmy's that used to just really piss me off. But
that's a big debate. Jimmy's, sprinkles. Yeah. It's a big debate.
We can go full on British and call them hundreds and thousands. Okay. Like that's, we'll make all the people mad.
I have no idea what that place would be. Was it scoop ice cream or soft serve?
Scoop. Maybe it had like a lady's name.
Millie's? Is it Millie's?
That sounds right. I was going to say like Maxie's, Moxie's. Yeah, that sounds correct.
Yeah, they're relatively new ice cream franchise around here. I don't know if they're franchised, if they're all corporate model. I'm not sure, but I know we're getting one relatively local to us. With actually, I think it's already open. It's in downtown Greensburg, Pennsylvania, which is happens to be where I work. So
nice.
There may be some stops at Millie's in the future.
There might be some ice cream in your future.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ta-da!
Sounds like it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, for those of you wondering, well, I don't think anybody really wonders anymore. We kind of just do whatever we want. But for those of you wondering why we have a travel agent on a food podcast, that's because you can't do one without the other. I travel just to eat. What about you, Steve?
Same. Everywhere we go, it's let's look and see where the best restaurants are, and let's go eat. Let's
Here's the cat. Show us the cat.
Oh, hold on. Let me get her again.
We want to see.
There she is.
Nice. She's like, I don't want to be on this podcast.
That's like, no. Let me go.
Ahsoka.
Steve, that's from a Star Wars.
Oh, I'm learning new stuff. I'm learning.
So, Jonathan can throw down in the kitchen. I've seen lots of pictures, and so, what came first? Your love of food? Did you cook as a kid, or did you get into travel and then start, learning about food in other places, or like how'd that journey happen?
So, my journey with the kitchen started with my mom. She and I baked cookies and
nice.
Other dessert type things. I know she made, I don't know if you consider this cooking, but she made no-bake cookies a lot. And that was probably the first thing I learned
Man, if you're in a kitchen and you made it, you cook. Like,
yeah, that works.
And then it just kind of escalated from there. I've always been interested in food and learning, how to present and how to, just how to make something taste good, and
making the stuff like the proper way. I've seen the things that Jonathan makes in there, like the legit, like it's no cheater, So, yeah, I mean it is a compliment. It's sometimes I'm always looking for like the fastest and shortest route to do something. But yeah, that's awesome. And then travel. How did that happen?
The travel bug really didn't hit me until I met my wife and she and her family traveled a lot. They were big Disney fanatics. They would go often to Disney, and it didn't matter, Disney World, Disneyland. They would take trips every few years to either. And that's kind of when the travel bug hit me was meeting her and just hanging out with her family. The cruise bug, though, that was kind of our own thing. Her parents had done cruises in the past and thought we would enjoy it. So we decided to take our very first cruise back in 2013 and
nice.
fell in love. just absolutely fell in love with
Oh,
the
yeah.
idea of cruising. And, I mean, I could pay one price and get a week's worth of food and entertainment and
and room and
Yeah.
board.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know. My thing about cruises is like, I can stay in my pajamas and eat like 7 times a day. Sign me up, please. I don't have to have a wallet. Great. Like,
It's a good
yeah,
feeling. Agreed.
it's a great feeling.
Yeah, then you get that bill at the end. You realize it is real money after all.
It at some point.
Yeah. And they got these marvelous things called drink packages, and you can just chill all day to go with all that food. Oh yeah, cruises
Yeah.
are wonderful.
Well, you just took 2 cruises back to back.
I did, yeah.
I want to hear about those.
Okay, so the first cruise we took was a 5-night on the Disney Magic. Um, so we went to Disney's new private island destination. We went to their original private island destination, then back to the new one, then a day at sea, and then we returned back to Fort Lauderdale.
Nice.
I mean, the thing about Disney Cruise Line is everything is about service, right? And
Mhm.
I mean, I've been on Carnival. I've been, and I enjoy the service that I get on Carnival, but it's definitely taken to a much, it's taken to 11 on Disney Cruise Line, right? The whole conceit with their dining room is there are 3 different dining rooms on every ship, and you rotate through them every night. So unlike Carnival, where you have either your your main dining, and then you have all your other locations and your premium restaurants, you rotate through all these different restaurants, a different one every night, and then you eventually repeat depending on the length of the cruise. But what's nice is your service team, your wait staff follows you every night, restaurant to restaurant to restaurant.
Oh, I
Oh
didn't know
wow,
that. That's really
that's
cool.
cool.
So they get to know you very, very quickly. We ordered our drinks on the first night, and then every night thereafter, our server didn't even have to ask what we wanted to drink. He would just bring it.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah,
They-
It's about the experience. Like,
It really is.
I
Yeah,
love
they,
that.
they pay attention to what you order, and they make their recommendations based on what they think you'll like. If you ordered something similar the night before, they might recommend something the next night that's that fits your flavor profile, your taste profile. And they will. What's nice also is, so at some point during the cruise, they have the 3 main dining restaurants have their main menus, right? And you can order from other menus, other dining rooms, and have it delivered to have it brought to your dining room.
You cannot do that on Carnival.
No, no,
No.
no. Animator's Palette, for example, they have this teriyaki teriyaki and ginger dusted tenderloin with wasabi mash and bok choy. And if I
God.
and if I didn't like
Dang.
the menu at Rapunzel's, which is a lot of German inspired food, I could get the that tenderloin from Animators, and they'll just bring it to the dining room that I'm in, which is amazing.
Wow.
That's wild.
If I wanted to pick an appetizer from one restaurant, an entree from another, and a dessert from a third, I could do that.
Did you do that?
I did not quite like that, but I did. The one night I did order the French onion soup from a different restaurant and the entree from the same restaurant. So yeah. But the
So it
dessert
sounds like we gotta go. Sounds like we all got to go on a Disney cruise now.
It's kind of on the list. I don't. I'm like real cheap. I'm kind of addicted to Carnival.
Yeah, same here.
Hey, I mean, you can take 2 Carnival cruises for the price of 1 Disney, so I get it. It's something that we do as a splurge. We may cruise Disney once every 2 to 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Sense, yeah.
So you took the Disney cruise, and then what did you do?
So we had a day in between, which gave us time to get down to Miami, because the Disney cruise left from Fort Lauderdale, the Carnival from Miami, which I mean is about a 45 to 55-minute drive, so it's not too bad. But then, the next day we got on the Carnival Sunrise for a 4-day cruise out of Miami, and that one went to Nassau.
Yeah.
and Half Moon Key, which is one of Carnival's many private islands, but I think it's technically owned by Holland, America. But
anything memorable food-wise from the cruise?
Let's see. I mean, Melissa, about the Guy's Burgers, of course.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's relatively new, but they have breakfast burgers now at Guy's.
I wasn't aware of that. I think my last cruise was last year.
I think I remember seeing that on my cruise back in March, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you want a brunch burger with hash browns and fried egg on top, you can get it during breakfast hours.
Yes, please.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And they the donkey sauce that they put on it, it's maple donkey sauce at breakfast time.
Y'all know how I feel about putting an egg on anything.
Right.
Anything. It's strange though, because if I buy eggs in my house, they go to waste. If I'm not using them like in a recipe or to bake with or something like that, I want somebody else to fry the egg and put it on top of something, and it feels like a treat. At home, it doesn't feel like a treat. It feels like, ew.
It's funny that they're doing that at like the Guy's restaurant, because if you watch Triple D, he hates eggs, and here we are, a Guy Fieri restaurant with a fried egg.
Yep.
But I'd still take advantage of it because I like all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. The food on vacation just kind of hits different.
It really does.
Oh yeah.
I'm not cooking it. I'm not cleaning up.
Yeah. It's you would eat things when you were traveling. I would never eat at home. It's not because they're not available. Everything's available in the world we live in now. If you don't have it, you can go find it. But it's I don't know. It's very simple and routine is what's at home. But man, on vacation, I'm like, yeah, Thai food for breakfast.
Let's splurge.
2 burgers for lunch. Yes.
Treat yourself.
4 meals a day. Sure. Why not? Treat yourself. Indeed.
Oh yeah.
So do you have any favorite destinations that you've gone to on all your cruising? Like, you have a favorite stop?
I mean, I don't know if it might just be recency bias, but the Disney's new private island destination, Lighthouse Point, or Lookout Key at Lighthouse Point, is easily the most amazing port I've been to.
It sounds like they threw a darts at words.
Well, so
in this order,
I'm sure it comes down to copywriting, because Lighthouse Point is Lighthouse Point is the name of that area of the island.
Got it.
So they couldn't trademark that, but they can trademark Lookout Key, and it matches because the other private island destination, the one they've had since the inception of the cruise line, is Castaway Key.
Got it.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Naming conventions are very similar.
Heard. Well, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Sorry. That's just really funny to me. But did they have food there on the private island? Yeah.
Yes, they did.
All right, tell
and so a lot of the food was inspired by Bahamian culture. A lot of they had rice bowls. I think I showed you the picture. It was pigeon peas and rice with chicken and fresh seafood, and it was amazing.
I love pigeon peas, and that's another thing is I could get it here and cook it. I'm not cooking it.
Yeah,
you know, it doesn't taste the same unless you're eating it a hot beach. You know, so.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that sounds so good. I love Bahamian food. I like all kind of island food. I don't know if that's offensive to use that as a descriptor, but yeah, whatever. All the food you find on all the islands, I like a lot. They're typically fresh, and I love that stuff. And, you guys know I'm a sucker for if this is a traditional somebody's family recipe or it has some history, even better. So even better. Well, go ahead, Steve.
Oh, I was gonna say, was there any other dishes that just really just made you say, "Wow, this is awesome. I got to film this. I got to take pictures, let everyone know on social media, things like that.
So they were the second day we were on the island, we had a private cabana, and they had food there, of course, in between they're like right in the middle between the two sets of cabanas, and they were fresh grilling fish and ribeye to order.
Damn.
They had fresh fruit. They had these gigantic like chocolate chip cookies that are to die for. It was really good. Really, really good.
Yes. Did you have surf and turf?
I did not have the steak, but I did have the snapper. Yeah. It was perfectly seasoned. It was light. It was well grilled. It was just it was simple, but it was good.
I love snapper.
That's the best
so
way
much.
to do it. Oh
really
yeah.
Good. It's such a clean tasting fish. It's something that if I see it on a menu, like I'm probably gonna order it.
Oh yeah.
Anywhere. So, well, when you give travel recommendations, do people ask you a lot of food questions? I know that seems maybe that's like a silly question, but do you give specific food recommendations?
Yes and no. It depends on the the family. I mean, if they're if they're a family with small children, it's going to be a lot about quick. What can we eat quickly, and not sit down for 3 hours to enjoy, because the kids aren't sitting still that long at all. So
yeah.
If I'm building a package for a family with young children, especially, I will recommend. We'll take a Disney World example, or Disney World vacation, for example. I'll point out all of the quick service spots that are really good, versus the sit down ones. Now, most of these families with young kids, especially if they have daughters, they want like the princess experience, either dining with the princesses in Epcot, or dining at the castle at Magic Kingdom. So trying to get them reservations for that, and really, just really tailoring everything to the family's needs and their, what they're looking for out of their vacation, because no two people vacation exactly the same way, of course.
Right.
Is there anything that you would go to Disney World, like if you could fly there right now just to eat?
Yes, I I know it's nothing. I love Ohana. I don't know if you've ever been to Ohana at Walt Disney World, Melissa.
I haven't yet.
Okay, it's at the Polynesian, and it's I guess the closest comparison would be like an Asian inspired Brazilian steakhouse, because they have gauchos that bring steak and pork and chicken and shrimp to your table on the skewers, but then they also serve family style. They'll serve lo mein noodles. They'll serve these delicious pot stickers. They have I cannot think of what is on the chicken wings, but they serve these chicken wings with the sauce, and I can't think of what it is offhand, but it is amazing.
So I bet when you go on your vacations, you're already like, I already know where I'm going to go, because, it makes it a lot more enjoyable with all your experience helping everyone else out, right?
Mm-hmm. It does. Yeah. And if I don't have a recommendation, I have a lot of other fellow travel agents with the agency that I can ask, hey, these folks like something a little more upscale, and with Walt Disney World had its first Michelin star awarded, I believe, for
That's what I've heard. Yeah.
Was it for Victoria and Albert's, I think?
Yeah, Victoria and Albert's.
Yeah. So I don't know anything about that restaurant because I've never dined, but I have friends that have, and so I'll lean on them for the experience and advice.
It sounds like I'm gonna be reaching out to you whenever I have my trips coming up in the fall. I'm in.
Let's go. Well, really quickly, you made me super curious, so I had to Google it. Apparently, I don't know if this is legit, but you can tell me if you think it is or not. Blog Mickey, I don't know if that's a legitimate website.
It's not the worst. It's not terrible.
There's a lot of scams out there, but they reported in 2020 that the Polynesian resort at Disney shared the honey coriander chicken wing recipe.
Okay.
And so salt, paprika, sugar, black pepper, turmeric, cinnamon, cayenne.
Okay,
So-
yeah, that sounds right. So honey, yeah, so they probably shared that in 2020 whenever the that restaurant didn't. I don't think that restaurant reopened until 2022.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
a lot
and
of people.
it was like interesting because the header says honey coriander, and I'm like, yeah, neither one of those things are in the things I just read. But that's the dry rub for the wings, and then for the glaze is chili powder, ginger, coriander, lime juice, soy, honey, water, and cornstarch. So kind of like a Hawaiian ribeye glaze. God, that sounds so good.
It really does.
And it's all you can eat. It's so, if you want to ask for refills of the wings, you absolutely can. I didn't even talk about the pineapple coconut bread that they
Let's
have.
do it.
What?
You know how Steve and I feel about pineapple and
I
coconut.
like it.
Yes. And then the dessert that they make uses their pineapple coconut bread as a bread pudding. Yes.
Oh,
With coconut ice
dang.
cream and bananas Foster sauce.
Okay. I think I've ridden doesn't the monorail goes like through
Yes.
ish? Okay. I think in God, I couldn't even tell you. It's 2017, maybe. I rode past it. I don't think I've ever been inside. So now I kind of have to go get the wings.
Right?
If you don't want to go to Ohana and have that full experience, I believe the lounge next to Ohana has the wings that you can order. So, pro tip.
Okay. Nice. Get the inside.
Oh, yeah.
I love that. Yeah, man. The the food at Disney it's really good. They put a lot of thought into it. Steve, you haven't been, right?
Oh, yeah. I have not been to Disney World since I was a kid. I think when I went, I was like 15 when I was too cool for everything. And once I realized how magical it was, I was just enjoying everything. And that's when I was also too young to really appreciate food. So I need to go back.
It's just as
Most
magical
definitely.
for adults.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So I definitely got to go back.
So you guys, as you both know, and I think almost everybody does at this point, I'm getting ready to move. I think the saddest thing has been this week and last week, like doing a spice purge, like realizing all these things in the back of the cabinet that I didn't know that I had. It was just like, what do I do with this? This
expired back in 2017.
Yeah, this
stuff like that.
Expired in like 2005. So, yeah,
I've been there, plenty of times. Even not moving, I still kind of go through my pantry just to see what I do have, and I do still find spices that were expired like 3 years ago. It's like, how did we not use this? What's up?
I'm really terrible at it. Jonathan, do you have like a spice cabinet we were talking about finding expired spices in the back of the cabinet?
I'm always finding spices. I thought I lost. Yes. I probably have three containers of chili powder because I couldn't find it when I needed it.
Oh my gosh. How many do you make chili?
Sometimes. I make chili. Sometimes I make my own taco seasoning just because, I don't want all the preservatives and everything.
Sure.
Yeah.
All the anti-caking and all that business. I respect that. I also like using a packet because it's easy. So I can see both sides.
I'm not saying I don't use packets, but yeah.
I'm like, well, what hasn't killed me? It's going to make me stronger. It's for the flavor. Well, is anything specific about chili in Pennsylvania?
Well, I know this is going to sound like...
It has beans in it?
Yeah, our chili typically has beans.
God.
I know.
It's all right.
Well, it's been
we
fun.
respect it still.
Well, good night.
See you later, Melissa. Jonathan, you and I are going to finish this interview.
I'm out. All right. It's okay. It's okay.
Wait, aren't I usually the one that's like anti-bean in chili?
Sometimes I think you're
the roles have switched. I'm just in a good mood today. That's what it is.
We got Steven on a good day.
All right.
Now, if you head into Ohio, that's some unique chili, especially like Skyline, Gold Star, in the Cincinnati area. No, again. Cinnamon and chocolate. They put cinnamon and chocolate in the chili, but it doesn't have beans. So
when I was in my, I don't remember what year, 2008. I can't do the math. I was early 20s. I worked at a Spanish place, and they had really traditional Spanish beef stew. that is finished with sherry, and it has a cinnamon stick in it while you're cooking it, and it has like baking chocolate essentially is like added at the end. I can see that, but I don't want that in chili like over noodles. I don't know. Like
That's
I don't know, but I like chili mac. So like I'm torn. You know what I mean? Like I love like a scoop of chili on like mac and cheese, which I know is that's not even chili
cheesy
mac.
noodles?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
I
might have to
know that
rethink
like in the
my
Midwest, when
stance on
people
this.
say like chili mac, that's not what they mean. They mean more like a goulash situation. And sometimes it has beets too. I don't know. I like food.
I'll have to rethink my stance on all this now. It's like everything I knew about food doesn't exist anymore. I have to go try it now.
Jonathan, have you done that? We had this huge discussion in this Discord server that we're a part of, but I can't remember. Are you team cinnamon roll with chili or no?
I have never tried it, so I have no opinion either way. But it sounds really amazing, actually. I would. So you don't. It's not like you're dipping the.
Yeah. It's
chili,
just like
right.
it's like beside it.
Yeah, I'm game.
At me liking sweet and savory, I'm like, well, I don't think I would hate it, but I would probably dip it because I'm a chaos person. So
we'll have to try it.
I think it has to be some special cinnamon roll. It can't be like a Mrs. Baird's out of the package from a gas station.
No, you'd have to totally make it from scratch.
So we have to talk about the Pennsylvania gas stations, Jonathan.
Okay, let's do it.
Like, yeah, tell us what's happening there, because yeah.
So, at least in my area, we've had Sheetz, SHEETZ for quite a few. I mean, ever since I was born, that's been around. I remember when I was a boy that they started getting into the made-to-order food game, and really they were one of the first convenience store chains to really focus on, instead of grab and go, go up, place an order at the kiosk, and they'll make it fresh right there. And that's only expanded to every other gas store, convenience store chain, I think. Now, I don't know how long Buc-ee's has been offering food, but since I've never experienced it, I'm not sure. But I do seem to remember that Sheetz kind of revolutionized the gas station food culture, especially. Yeah, it started with subs, and now they've expanded their menu to include flatbreads, tacos. They have various fried appetizers, fries, curly fries. They have tots, of course. Everybody has tots.
Oh my God, I love tots.
So yeah, that's Sheetz. We in this area we also have Speedway, which is more of a Midwestern brand that's kind of slowly made its way this way.
Well, they have a Speedway right by Disney World.
They do, yeah. Which used to be Hess, but I think it's all the same company.
Yeah.
I think Speedway or Hess became Speedway, which now Speedway is owned by 7-Eleven, I think. So,
I'm a gas station food connoisseur, whether for good or worse.
Our local, our version of HEB, Giant Eagle. I don't know if you've heard of that, Steven.
I've heard of them, yes.
They have their own convenience store and gas station chain as well, and they try to outdo Sheetz. They have a lot more bread options. They have a lot more specialty subs. They'll have like a rotating sub of the month. They do a lot more, and they're trying to redefine gas station food around here as well.
That's pretty awesome. I love the fact that a lot of these businesses, they're just relentlessly dissatisfied, and they're always trying to like one up each other. And it's like, who's going to come up with the next big thing? I absolutely love that.
It works out in our favor. It looks like Buc-ee's. You made me curious again. I'm always Googling stuff. Nobody knows that, but I'm always Googling stuff while we're recording this because I'm not that smart. So I need like sources. Buc-ee's looks like they started in 1982. So.
Okay. So I don't think Sheetz started the made to order food until maybe early 90s.
Texas wins.
Yeah. I will concede defeat.
It was a good setup. Well, I was looking to see if my bank is in North Carolina the other day, and I found only an ATM in a Sheetz. So then I started looking at the made to order food, and I was like, I want a hot steak sub with cheddar poppers as a topping. That's what I want. I was like, I want that right now, and I'm 16 hours away.
I love ordering. I can't think of what they call it at Sheetz, but it's a burger with pepperoni, pizza sauce, provolone, and mozzarella sticks.
Yes.
Yes. I plan to create that at home at some point.
Like an Italian burger. My fried food and garbage pail loving self would probably put cheese sticks on that burger. Like 3 cheese sticks in between 2 patties.
Oh,
like Steven's face right now.
Do you ever? So I follow this guy.
He's
on
like,
Instagram.
do you need a bypass or?
Right. I follow this guy on Instagram called Beardo Weirdo, and he looks at like all these videos.
Yes.
And his thing is always like, "I'll never be a skinny man." That's something that he would be
he would
crush
that.
Know? I do have some bad news for you, Melissa. So I know Buc-ee's is a big Texas staple. Everyone knows Buc-ee's. However, there's a place called Prosec's. It's kind of like Buc-ee's, but it was the Buc-ee's before Buc-ee's.
Really?
Oh, yeah. And it's from 74.
What?
And, yeah, they were doing like kolache, cinnamon rolls.
Where is it?
It's out of Houston, like southwest of Houston, I want to say.
Boo.
Yeah. But they're starting to get into like the HEBs, things like that. Their game's coming around. I'm just going to throw it out there. Every time I hear Buc-ee's, I always have to throw just a little shade at them, even though they are awesome. Prosec's is the one that I grew up with. So,
Dallas and Houston
squirrel. Total squirrel. Yes.
Ask anybody from Houston how they feel about Dallas. It's completely mutual. I'm just saying. Well, Jonathan, I think Jonathan has beef with Steven. I want to hear it.
Wait, we do?
I think so. He does not that you know about.
Right. I know about Aussie 8 and
seemingly he's been
Vegemite.
He's been saving them up.
Oh, let's hear it.
Well, I am Team Cumin all the way, so.
I'm Team Pinch Cumin.
That's fair. It can be overpowering, just like cilantro can be very overpowering.
It's not. Never.
Well, we can agree to disagree. That's fine.
Right.
I was going to say on that Al Pastor pizza you had the other day, I would tolerate the cilantro there.
Oh, totally. Yeah, it just complemented. I'm pretty sure there was I picked up hints of cumin as well in the sausage, so you could appreciate that. I'm not anti-cumin anymore, but there was a point where I really was, because when I first moved to San Antonio, they put it in everything. And I'm not talking like a pinch here and there. I'm talking like a quarter cup, a third cup, a half cup. It's like, that's all I taste, so I've really learned to appreciate it.
I like cumin, but let's be super honest. If you close your eyes and use your imagination, it's armpit. Just saying.
It really is. Wait, what else are we beefing about that I don't remember?
I can't even remember.
That's pretty funny, though. It sounds like I got to get on Discord more often and
he's been waiting.
Random beefs. Yeah.
He's been waiting. When I asked Jonathan if he wanted to come on, he was like, "Yes," and I need to throw down Steve.
Yes.
There was something that you had said on a recent episode that I disagreed with, and I can't remember what it was now.
Boy, our feud has been very anticlimactic.
We're
all revved up for a debate I didn't even know about or remember. I think Melissa told me about it, and I just completely forgot.
Yeah.
So.
It's not like I'm bringing much evidence to the argument either. So.
He's just Jonathan listens to the podcast, and thank you so much for doing that. And he this all the whole time. Ew.
Steven and his closed-minded views. I'm okay with that. Yeah.
Jonathan, what about pizza in Pennsylvania?
Oh, wow. Depending on where we have so many different types of pizza, depending on where you go. If you want, we've got places that do tavern cut, pizza, which is not common in a lot of places.
That's squares, right?
Yeah, cut into squares. Round pizza cut into squares. What are your thoughts on cold toppings on warm crust with sauce? Because that's the thing.
No. Makes me sad. Well, is it warm by the time you get it, though?
So So what they do is they'll bake the dough with some sauce, pull it from with a minimal layer of cheese, and then they'll pull it from the oven, and they cut it into slices. It'll be like cold cheese. They'll put a pile of cold cheese and then whatever other toppings you want, and it does get a little melty by the time that you're ready to eat it. But yeah, it's served with cold toppings, and that's very much a Ohio Valley style of pizza.
Oh, I know we kind of got into it. We discussed it on our previous like 3 pizza episodes.
Yeah.
And I've got a potential return guest who is in Ohio, to talk about it too. And it's baffling to me. I don't know.
It is to me as well. There's a taco chain in Texas. Everybody loves them. I'm anti. I won't say the name. I mean, or I can. I don't know. But like they put cold.
Say the name.
Torchies.
Yeah.
Torchies tacos. Yeah. They throw cold cheese on your tacos before they send it to you, so you have like the shredded cheese that's not melted. And to me, it's not. It's just not the same, you know. So yeah, I can't imagine. I wouldn't want to do the cold toppings, the cold cheese on like a warm dough. You know, it would have to be somewhat melted, somewhat warm. I don't know. That's just me.
I don't know. There might be something magical that I'm missing out on, but it doesn't sound good. So.
It's not. No, cold cheese on a warm taco or a warm like pizza dough. No, that's a no for me, dog.
Well, try it sometime. If you're in this area, try it sometime, and we can talk later.
Jonathan, is that what you grew up with?
No. This is something I didn't discover until I was an adult.
Okay, then. What did you grow up with, pizza-wise?
So pizza-wise, the most common thing around here is it's hand tossed, more of a chewy texture to the crust rather than a thin and crispy New York style, even though we're relatively close to New York. It's it's a thicker dough, thicker crust, soft. Depending on like around me, I have a couple places. There's one place that puts carrot juice in their sauce, and they use that on the pizza.
I'd try that. Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, it leads to it's a sweeter sauce.
Sorry, sometimes I can't control my face. Go on.
It's a sweeter sauce, and then they put it on a very thin, almost pie crust like crust, and
still chewy or crunchy
and crispy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's really good. But it's a love or hate. A lot of people around here, you either love that style of pizza or you hate it. It's a very divisive topic.
I'd have to try it. Yeah.
Yeah. If I can ever get to your state, Jonathan is a wonderful dude, and we were supposed to meet. We only know each other from the internets, and we were supposed to meet in person on a work trip that I was on, and I didn't get to go because of work. So one of these days, and then maybe I'll get to go to Pennsylvania and try this like crazy carrot juice.
I will be there in October, so yes.
Just saying.
Yeah, where in Pennsylvania are you going to be?
Philadelphia for a game. Yeah. So
actually, I don't know if they're going to have anything like that. It's a very local restaurant to us. They only have 3 locations, and then they offer their pizza at a couple other locations.
Well, this will be a very interesting trip because I've been there twice, and my father's flying out so we can go to a game together, and he's never been. So, I mean, I have a few ideas of where to go, at least the restaurants that we've enjoyed. So I'm sure you can give some more insight on where to go and what to do and stuff like that.
I've only been to Philadelphia once, and it was only for a few hours. So I do not.
You guys are matched. He's got as much as you do, Steve.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
But if you were coming to the Pittsburgh region, I could tell you 1,000 places.
I've always wanted to go to Pittsburgh. I just haven't had the opportunity. So now it sounds like I need to.
You gotta stop at Permane Brothers. That's
I was gonna ask that,
right
but
there.
I'm sure you get that a lot, so I didn't want you to be like, oh God, another person asking about Permane's, So,
no, I love it.
Oh man, now I really gotta go.
I mean, it's your choice of meats, whether you want deli meats, but they're all griddled. They're all cooked on a hot griddle. Then they pile the sandwich with provolone cheese, sweet and sour cabbage slaw, tomatoes, and then it's in between two thick slices of Italian bread, and and French fries. French fries go on the sandwich.
Inside, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, so French fries, tomatoes, sweet and sour slaw, griddled meat, and cheese in between two thick slices of Italian bread. It is to die for. They serve it with a steak knife, so it's more manageable.
Sounds like just
I love that.
That's a great sandwich. Yeah,
I want that. I want sweet and sour cabbage slaw in my life.
I've seen it so many times on TV, and I have yet to go try it out. This is one of those food destinations, vacations. You know what I'm saying? Where I tell my wife, we're going to go here and we're just going to eat and walk everywhere. That's what we do. We eat and we walk because you got to walk off all those calories and then be hungry for the next one, So that way you can eat 4, 5, 6 times a day,
Yeah.
Works out.
When Team Fat Kid was on the podcast in the very early days, I think it was like episode 3 or 4, from the food truck or the Food Network, the Great Food Truck Race, they serve French fries on their sandwiches, but they call it redneck lettuce. And I've never forgotten that. It cracks me up. So I was very big into like putting Fritos on my sandwiches as a kid, and I would love French fries on the sandwich. I shove them on a burger all the time just to make it faster. But
yeah.
Well, you all know I love a good sandwich, so.
The whole conceit was, a lot of the industry workers needed something quick, something handheld, something that they could just grab and run, and that's where it started.
Oh my gosh! Does Primanti's do Jardinera?
No.
Okay.
I was gonna say, I feel like it would be a very heavy sandwich, or filling, not heavy. Let me rephrase that. To where, like, if you eat it and you got to work, you'd probably just slow down just a little bit after eating that, but it would be totally worth it.
You need the post-lunch nap.
Yeah,
pretty much.
So I'm gonna need some caffeine to go with my Primanti's. That's what it sounds like.
A Coke or something like that.
Yeah.
So, Jonathan's having a conversation with his cat. Sorry.
No, you're fine. Sorry.
I can resist.
I have conversations with my dogs all the time. Don't worry. I talk to them like they're people.
They're the only ones that listen, right?
Straight up. It's the only way.
Yeah, surprisingly, they listen,
Any respect in this house. Jonathan, real quick, why don't you tell us about your travel agency and then plug your podcast?
Sure. So I am an adventure coordinator with Pirate and Mermaid Vacations.
I like that.
Yeah. The travel agent is just so bland, right?
my bad. I wasn't down with the lingo.
Right. No, this is something that our agency came up with.
I love that.
We are a veteran-owned travel agency, LGBTQ friendly.
Nice.
Our agency is based in Norfolk, Virginia. Hampton Roads, which is just basically part of the Norfolk greater area. And we specialize in Disney destinations, of course, but if you want to cruise on Royal, if you want to cruise on Princess, if you want to go to Ireland, we have partnerships with so many different travel and tourism agencies. We partner with Marriott, Bonvoy. We partner with Hilton. I mean, we can put together the vacation of your dreams. It does not have to be Disney, but if you want Disney, we are very well educated and well versed in Disney destinations.
Did you just see my face light up when you said Ireland?
I did.
Yeah, we're definitely going to be talking, because my wife and I earlier in the year were talking about going to Ireland this year, possibly next year. So, yeah, we're definitely going to be talking.
I've never been, but I will put together the trip of your dreams.
Some friends of ours went, and they had a blast. One of my cousins, he drove through all of Ireland and had a blast. And he's like, if you go, we're going with you. So, oh yeah, we are definitely making this happen.
My bucket list trip is Ireland and Scotland. My wife and I really love the show Outlander and love to do a castle tour.
You know what? Just for that, I love cumin. You are my new best friend. Any beef we had, just drop. Any of it.
Any Italian beef you had.
Right?
Steve, you just want to go like drink Guinness and Jameson?
I want to go for the food.
Yeah.
Guinness is an added bonus. I'm not a big Guinness fan, but like the Johnny Walker, the whiskey, all that stuff. Like I'm down for all of it.
Yeah.
Yes. And that's not just a food destination or a drink destination. It's like the views, everything. So, anyways, I apologize for interrupting. Continue on. You had me so excited right now. So,
Let's go. I will be more than happy to put together a trip for you.
Excellent.
And then tell us about your podcast, and then we're going to get out of here.
Yeah. So I am also one of the co-hosts of the Captain's Logs and Lightsabers podcast. We are a Star Wars and Star Trek podcast. We get really, really super nerdy, really deep in the weeds of lore and canon and all of that kind of stuff. I am a massive Star Wars fan. I consume all of it: TV, movies, books, comics, games, all of it. My co-host has been a Star Trek fan since he was very, very young. And he is incredibly educated and versed on the lore. So we have some very good conversations, very deep and nerdy conversations. But
like it.
But yeah, if you want Star Wars that's a little bit more of a deep dive into lore and connections with mythology, that's what we do.
Nice. I love that.
Sweet.
Well, hey, it's been a pleasure having you on today. If anybody has any travel needs, reach out to Jonathan. Also, super foodie, loves to cook, loves to eat, and that's the person I would want planning my stuff. So, just saying. So, Steve, Jonathan, we got to go.
All right. Thanks for
joining us.
All right. Bye.
Bye.